Your cat just crossed the kitchen, pressed its cheek against your shin, and flopped over onto its side like that settled something. You read it as love. There's a specific reason for that motion, and it's probably not the one you're picturing. That exact sequence, the cheek press, the flop, the long, slow blink right after, is a greeting real cats give to other cats. Not to owners, not to a different species they've decided to tolerate, to cats. Which means your cat might be walking around your house running on one very specific, very old assumption about what you actually are. In 1997, a researcher named Charlotte Cameron-Beaumont, working out of the University of Southampton, went looking for where that behavior actually comes from. She filmed cats greeting each other, greeting strange cats, and greeting people, then broke every interaction down frame by frame. One signal kept showing up in a strange place. Cats hold their tails straight up, like a flagpole, almost nowhere except in front of two things: another cat they trust and a human they trust. Wildcats, the ancestors of house cats, barely do it at all, and almost never toward a person. Somewhere in the last several thousand years, domestic cats built an entirely new social signal, and then, without any obvious reason to, started aiming it at us. Once you know what to look for, the whole cat-to-human relationship starts looking less like companionship and more like a case of mistaken category. Bunting, the head and cheek rub, is scent marking cats use to blend members of the same group into one shared smell. And cats do it to furniture, to other cats, and to your ankles without much distinction. Kneading, the paw-pushing thing kittens do against a mother cat's belly to bring down milk, doesn't stop when cats grow up. It just gets redirected onto a blanket, a lap, a person's stomach at 5 in the morning. Allo-grooming. Cats licking each other's heads and necks in spots they can't reach themselves shows up too. Except now, it's your hair on the receiving end. And that slow blink from the very start of this video works the same way. Cats direct it almost exclusively at another cat, or a person, they don't feel the need to stay alert around. A kind of visible, voluntary lowering of guard that most predators never bother offering each other, let alone a different species entirely. Every one of these was built for cat-to-cat use. None of it was designed with a different species in mind. Here's where it stops being that simple, though. In 2003, a researcher named Nicholas Nicastro, then at Cornell, ran the sounds cats make through acoustic analysis, and found something that doesn't fit the "you're just a big cat" story at all. Adult cats almost never meow at each other. Cat-to-cat communication runs on scent and body posture, mostly silent. Meowing is a kitten sound aimed at a mother, and it's supposed to fade out by adulthood. Except in cats living with people, it doesn't fade out. It gets louder, more varied, and specifically shaped to sound more urgent and more pleasant to a human ear than it does to a cat's. That's not confusion, that's customization. A cat that genuinely mistook you for an oversized cat wouldn't bother inventing an entire vocal channel that only works on you. It would just meow at you the same clipped way it meows at another cat. And it doesn't. Somewhere in a cat's head, there appears to be at least a rough working sense that the creature holding the food can opener is not, in fact, another cat. There's a term for part of what's happening here: social referencing. An animal checking a trusted individual's face or body language to figure out how to react to something uncertain, the same way a toddler glances at a parent's face before deciding whether a loud noise is scary or fine. Cats do this too. Put an unfamiliar object in a room with a cat and its owner, and the cat will check the owner's expression before deciding whether to approach, the same way it might check a more confident cat in a multi-cat household. It isn't proof cats file us under one specific label. It's proof we're folded into whatever social calculation they're running. Cat, human, or something with no name yet. In 2019, a researcher named Kristyn Vitale, then at Oregon State University, pushed the question further than almost anyone had. She took a psychological test built originally for human infants, the strange situation, used to measure whether a 1-year-old is securely or insecurely attached to a parent, and ran a cat-sized version of it on more than 100 kittens and adult cats. Owner leaves the room. A stranger comes in. The owner comes back. What Vitale found was that roughly 65% of cats showed the exact same secure attachment pattern human infants show. Distress when the owner leaves, quick settling when the owner returns, the room treated as a safe base to explore from once the owner's back. That number wasn't close to random. It landed almost identical to the rate found in human infants, and in dogs tested the exact same way, which is a strange thing to find in an animal supposedly too independent to form real attachments at all. None of this actually proves what's happening inside a cat's head when it looks at you, and it can't. A cat can't tell us whether human and cat sit in separate mental boxes, one blurry overlapping category, or something with no human equivalent at all. Every piece of evidence here is behavior. A rubbed cheek, a raised tail, a specific pitch of meow, and behavior can only ever be a shadow of whatever's actually running underneath it. Even so, most researchers in this space, including the anthrozoologist John Bradshaw, argue the shadow is detailed enough to trust. Cats, his research suggests, treat people less like a separate category to be carefully managed and more like an unusually large, unusually generous member of their own social world. And whatever that means philosophically, behaviorally, it's about as close to a real relationship as a cat is built to offer anyone. So, back to that tail, straight up like a flagpole, the one almost no wildcat ever raises toward a person. Turns out the very short list from the start of this video has exactly two members. Cats your cat already trusts, and you. Not the mail carrier, not a stranger on the sidewalk. You, specifically, once you've been sorted, cheek rub by cheek rub, into whatever category earns that particular signal. Cameron-Beaumont's original footage included something that didn't make it into most later summaries of the study. Cats that had never lived with another cat, raised as only pets from 8 weeks old, still produced the tail-up greeting the first time they met a new person, with no other cat around to have learned it from. The behavior wasn't copied. It came pre-loaded, aimed at whatever warm, responsive, food-providing creature happened to be standing in the kitchen, cat or not. That's the pattern across nearly every one of these findings, once you step back from the individual studies. The line between how a cat treats another cat and how a cat treats a person keeps getting blurrier, not sharper, the closer anyone actually looks. 2.5 decades of research keeps landing in the same strange, oddly flattering place. From a cat's own perspective, the gap between cat and trusted human might be smaller than the gap between a cat it likes and a cat it can't stand. Species, it turns out, might matter less to a cat than whoever happens to be on the trusted side of that particular line. Which maybe deserves a second thought the next time a cat gets written off as cold or aloof or incapable of real affection next to a dog. A cat slow blinking at you from across the room or flopping onto its side at your feet isn't performing a hollow instinct at a random object. As far as its own social wiring is concerned, that's the same gesture it would make towards something it considers family. So the next time your cat crosses the kitchen, presses its cheek against your shin, and flops over sideways like that settled something, it did. Somewhere in a brain that never got around to building a separate box for human, you already made the list. You're not really the owner. As far as your cat is concerned, you might just be the biggest, strangest cat in the house. If you want to keep asking what animals actually understand about us, there's plenty more of this weirdness ahead.